Hello, all my friends and beautiful souls out there. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is Sherry at Soul Conscious Tarot, and this is going to be our weekly energy check where we see what is in the energy for this week, what we might need to know for this upcoming week. This is a collective reading that's timeless. So whenever you find it, if you are drawn to it, there might be a message here for you. If not, there's a whole collective reading playlist that you're welcome to peruse at your own leisure to see if there's anything that you're drawn to check out. So let's start this reading off. Let's get this underway. We have Dragon's Lair number 19. Lot of ice. I'm seeing ice, but I'm also seeing I'm almost getting a sense of be cautious that you might miss opportunities. The reason I'm saying this is I saw all these like windows and doors and how they're kind of being frozen over. So it's like we're about to miss our window of opportunity when it comes to something, okay? Or many opportunities in our lives. So there might be things that, where we have to make decisions, which is really interesting because if you watch Friday's 72-hour reading that I posted, it was talking about clearing up our mind space so that we can make decisions that needed to be made right now in our lives, and this is really picking that up because I'm getting that, that the window's about ready to close on certain things. And so we've only got like maybe a short window of time to make certain decisions in our lives, or we're going to miss out. Like those doors are going to shut, like they're going to freeze over. And isn't it interesting as we're approaching, like the winter months? I mean, we're not quite, well, I guess we're in fall now. But we're, as winter and snow and ice will soon be here. Especially if you're in the northern hemisphere, you might experience some of that. But this is saying the window is closing, so we have to make sure that we don't miss the window, the window of opportunity for certain things in our lives. Let's get our emoji card for this week. What's our emoji card for this week? Okay, interesting. Oh, I had the deck upside down, but I'm going to take it as a bouncy. Okay. I don't know. I'm taking it as I'm getting do kind of a bouncy up and down, cause so it, maybe you're all over the place. Okay. Cause that's what I was kind of picking up when I got that, like, it's kind of all over, like it's up and down, like, what's the saying? Oh my gosh, what's the saying I'm trying to think of? It's all good, everything's okay, it's all good. Like trying to convince yourself that everything's okay. Maybe you're somebody that's trying to convince yourself that everything around you is okay. I've gotten so excited, I pushed myself way far away from the table. I was way far back. So it really is giving me this, like, maybe there, especially with, if I go back and draw on Friday's reading, 72-hour reading, it's saying that maybe we have a lot on our mind, a lot on our plate, a lot going on, where we're trying just to get by. And especially this gets to be a busy time of the year. We're going into that busy time of the year. We are going into that time where it's about reflection. It's about things going on, like we get into the holidays and then we're dealing with family, and rushing around and the chaos and everything like that. And when you're busy with all that stuff, yeah, it's going to be really easy to miss out on opportunities that might be available. We might be too distracted by other things going on because of the holiday season coming up, so we have to be careful that we don't miss out on the opportunities that are there for us, that are, the universe has opened up for us, is what I'm getting. It's like, really make sure that you're not going to miss out on something. There's something, I feel like all of us right now have opportunities open to us, that the doors may be about to close on certain things, certain opportunities, if we're not careful. So make sure you're not missing out if it's something that you want. Yeah, there's there's doors of opportunity that could lead to great happiness for us, that could and we I got that there was like fulfillment, this fulfillment that was coming. I saw that in last week, kind of last week's readings, like, well, last weekend, whatever, where we kind of saw these like things about, messages about fulfillment and stuff. If we kind of make sure that we uh do whatever, I can't even remember exactly, that we didn't sabotage those opportunities coming in. And this is a form of sabotage. So interesting enough, we have the Three of Cups here, which is celebrated. We have sun, celebration, all really positive energy. So look at all this beautiful stuff coming in this week. I mean, this is beautiful. This is beautiful energy. But I feel with this Dragon's Lair that we have to be careful, because we could miss out on this, okay? There's this chance of missing out on this opportunity if we don't take advantage of it, if we don't act, okay? And what I get here with this Ten of Wands is I get the fact that we might be so burdened with other, and if going back to I feel bad that I keep going back to 70, the last, or Friday's 72-hour reading, but interesting enough, we have another, like, I feel like that's a full moon with a lunar eclipse. I don't know, maybe it's not, but it's drawing me to it being that, so I'm gonna go with it. But it might be the fact that that reading came out with having a lot of mental clutter that's keeping us kind of stuck, making decisions that we need to make. And so this could be talk about all those burdens that are weighing us down. It's interesting enough, because I posted something, I believe I posted it on my community page the other day about, I think it was there. It might have been on Threads. I don't know. It could have been. I'm not gonna lie. That that I was talking about, like how we can keep ourselves stuck, because we can make excuses to justify or keep ourselves where we are, or give ourselves reasons to stay stuck where we are, even when things are difficult, even when things are challenging and difficult. We'll stay with what we know instead of venture off into the unknown or into a new experience, because it's easier, to stay burdened down and stuck, even if it's a hostile, an unhospitable or hostile environment. We'll stay stuck there. We'll keep carrying that burden, because we'll make excuses like, I can't do this because X, Y, and Z. I can't, or I have to do that because of X, Y, and Z. I can tell you, as a mother, I definitely lived that life where I said, oh, I can't do this because I have to take care of my kids. I can't do that because I have to, I have to provide for my kids, or whatever. So I talked myself out of doing things, or doing experiences, instead of finding a way to make it possible. Okay. And that was just an excuse that I made to not allow myself to do things that I wanted to do in my life. I did go through a period of that, where a good one that I did is around money, of saying that I can't, I can't buy this because I need this money. I have to save my money because, in case my car breaks down, or in case of this or that. I always had a reason or an excuse why I couldn't do something. And it kept me held back. And so this is kind of, it kept me from experience certain opportunities. I missed out on a lot of opportunities, and I don't have regrets. It's just that was, choices. I lived through it. I've definitely come to terms with that. But if you're someone in your life, that you're still in that place where you're making excuses for why you're not doing something, you might want to look at that, like, why are you doing that? Is there a fear that you have of actually doing those things? Or is it something, is there resistance around wanting to do the work to make it happen, because that was part of it for me, is the fact that, oh yeah, I mean, I could have probably had more nights out, and I could have found a babysitter and had more nights out and did more things, but it was my choice that I made excuses to say I couldn't do it, and that was my resistance. Or just like the money thing, it's that kind of energy that's coming through here, and that's why I wanted to explain it to you, so you kind of can understand what I'm picking up on here, so you'll understand how this might apply to your life, to understand how it may be resonating or not for you. But this is saying you might have these opportunities that are here right now, or that are coming up, that you might excuse away. Like, you may not act on them or take them, which would lead to missed opportunities. It's saying that the window for these opportunities to come together with people, to celebrate, to have some fun, especially when we're going into the holiday season, it can be, you might turn down things for whatever reason, because it's easier to stay stuck, say, oh, I don't have the money, oh, I can't get the time off of work, but it really is like work-life balance, keep that in mind. Sometimes we have to, I can tell you right now, a company is never going to, they're never going to be out for your own personal interest. So you have to, there, you can be loyal to a company, but still be loyal to yourself as well. And you should always put yourself first over a company. I'm sorry, but you should. And if you're not doing yourself justice. If you're giving your power away to a company, if you're saying, I can't enjoy my life because I have to work, or I have to do X, Y, or Z, I understand we got to pay the bills and we got to make a living, but there are, like, sometimes you just have to say, hey, I'm taking a mental health day, I'm taking a day because I have to, for myself, for my own well-being. And so that's what it's kind of saying here with the 10 of Wands, like, sometimes we have to choose ourselves, and choose ourselves and put ourselves first. So give me 2 cards on this sun, please. 2 cards on the sun. The moon. So this is hidden. This is something that we don't like. This is an opportunity that's in our world that we may not recognize, that we may not see, we may not understand. Like, we don't have clarity. It's interesting that we do have the dichotomy here of the sun and the moon together, like the opposites. So the sun illuminates the moon, so it brings clarity in, but this is also, the moon says that it's obscuring this opportunity, is what it's telling me. But it's interesting because I'm also picking up these 2 flames here on either side of the moon, that it's almost like this candelabra that's lighting up the moon, that's almost like wanting to catch it on fire, like trying to light the shadows on fire to bring this into clarity. So maybe it could be the full moon actually brought something to the forefront that maybe your intuition, because the moon can talk about emotions, it can kind of talk about intuition a little bit too, being fueled by our emotions. So maybe something came up during the full moon time that wanted to push you in a certain direction emotionally, like was trying to push and nudge you in a certain direction, but you might be discounting that, or might be making excuses to ignore what came up. I hope that makes sense. That's what's coming through. Okay, 1 more card on this sun, please. The 9 of Swords. So that's that difficult energy here, of that the mental unrest that came out during the set. I should know this time of night is a terrible time for doing readings. My mom's dog always barks at someone around this time of night, every night. So what it's telling me here is this, it goes back to that 72-hour reading again, which talked about mental bandwidth, of clearing our mental bandwidth, that we might have too much going on, mental, like too much on our mind to make to make decisions that we need. We're focusing on the wrong things. Let me put it that way, that our focus is on the wrong things. We're not focusing, we might be focusing on reasons why we can't do something instead of reasons why we can do something. Like I made the example of in my own personal life of making, like when I was a mother, making excuses, using my kids as an excuse for not doing certain things in my life, as making excuses why I couldn't do certain things, instead of, sometimes you have to choose yourself. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. You don't need to be a martyr and die on those swords, okay? You don't. Or to break your back, carrying those burdens of the world. You don't have to do that. Sometimes we have to choose ourselves, and that's what's coming through, the message that's coming through the Five of Cups. See, feeling sorry for ourselves, feeling like that's, again, it's reinforcing that message of focusing on what we can't do. No, we can't do this, or telling ourselves stories. I can't do this because X, Y, and Z. I can't go celebrate. I can't go out with my friends. I can't go to this or that, or I can't attend that or this because I got to work, or I got to take care of my kids, or it's those excuses that we make. And, we need to embrace that, like take that chance, take that risk, get ourselves out of that, out of that heavier energy into this lighter energy that is willing to, somebody who, like I said, doesn't, a little more selfish energy. Can I put it that way? Like a little bit, sometimes it's good to be a little bit selfish, not all the time. We don't want to be selfish all the time, within reason, but sometimes we have to be a little bit selfish, because sometimes we have to put ourselves first. And that's what's coming through here is this is a time to put ourselves first, so we can focus on improving our life, so therefore we can improve the lives of those around us. It's kind of like if you're at a job and you're working all the time and you're never taking any time off, how you can get burnt out. You can get, burnout and like fatigue. It's kind of that, like even as a mother, if you're constantly giving all your time and attention to your kids and not doing anything for yourself, you can get burnt out. You need that break. And that's what this is saying. We need that break right now. Take that break, because I think there's some big stuff coming up that the universe is trying to prepare us for, to say, okay, you need to take a break. You need to have some fun, lighten your energy, and so that you will be able to be ready for stuff that might be coming in soon, like that might be coming up, that might be a lot, so it's like taking that break, taking that quick rest, reprieve, before other stuff is coming in here. Yeah, giving ourselves the justice that we deserve, because nobody is going to do that for you. Only you can give yourself the justice that you feel you deserve. So only you can, you make the choices that you make in your life. You choose whether you want to carry that burden. You choose whether you want to sit and, like have sleepless nights where you go to bed and you have 1,000 things on your mind that you're stressed about. Those are choices that you make. Nobody says you have to sit in that. That's the choices you're making for yourself. So if you want to change those stories, then you need to change, then you're the person that has to change them. And, you have to make that conscious choice to do so, to put down the burdens, to put down the swords, to not focus on, what you can't do, but find solutions, and give yourself the justice you just deserve. Find solutions to achieve what you do want for yourself. Even though it might be harder, find the ways to be this fool and take those risks and give yourself the justice that you deserve in whatever situation that's going on in your life, where you're making excuses for not doing the things that make you happy. Okay. Yeah, this is, becoming independent. This is self. This is the card of self, of being, this can be a little bit of selfish energy. It's talking about someone who is independent, that can, that provides for themselves, that doesn't need other people or other things to make themselves happy. This is somebody who is able to fulfill themselves because they know when to give, when to pour into themselves, when they need to, and when to give their time, effort, and energy to other things, when to give them themselves. So it's that balance. It's finding that balance between self, pouring into self, and pouring into others, okay? And others being, like whatever external circumstances that are around you, whether that be family, whether that be your family, your kids, your spouse, or work, your job, or maybe household obligations, responsibilities, whatever it may be. Maybe you volunteer your time. You still have to make time for yourself. So this is saying this is a time to find the balance between, work and play. If you aren't doing that already in your life, this is a call to action to do that, to find that balance between, like to not continuously make excuses for why you can't do stuff. Find ways to do the things that you want to do. It's really important right now. Don't miss out on these opportunities. Don't let the windows close on these opportunities, because I feel like the universe is saying that there's something important here that's coming through with this Three of Cups, that you might meet, that you might actually meet someone, or like a friend of a friend, or connect with someone that actually might bring a lot of happiness to your life. I mean, it could be a romantic partner for some of you, but I feel like it could be, somebody that becomes a long friend, or somebody that, like gives you information that sends you, like connects you to a group that ends up being something that you really enjoy. It's something like that where the window is closing, because I feel like it's around me, like getting out and meeting somebody, where you meet somebody that provides you information. Either they become the person that's important in your life, or they connect you with a group or someone that becomes like, that provides this happiness in your life. Okay. So that's why you don't want to miss out on this opportunity, or make excuses for not wanting to participate in any opportunities that may come up, because you may miss out on something that could be potentially great for you. Okay, so that's what I have this week for us. I thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I thank you, all my beautiful friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like this reading, or if you want to stick around, we would absolutely, totally love to have you here. I love my tribe members. I've got a great tribe. They're very supportive and very loving, very kind, compassionate people, which is what I want around here. That's what I'm trying to cultivate, and that's what we've cultivated so far. So I love that about this group. So thank you so much, all of you. May you have a beautiful and blessed week. I wish you the best. Much harmony and gratitude to you, my friends.